I've watched Loki season 2, the first 3 episodes, so you guys do not have to. And to really talk about Loki season 2, we have to talk about Loki season 1 and how that was just, the more you think about it, the worse it gets. Like, it's a giant rabbit hole. Every time you start thinking about every single possible plot hole and plot contrivance that goes on season 1 of Loki, you'll be here forever because you just literally can never stop talking about it. But I'm just going to talk about the basic plot of Loki, how it was kind of bad, and just rip the band-aid off. So Loki season 1, it kills the character straight away by having the character get captured by humans, because they're literally humans. Yeah, they got magical devices from the future so they can slow time and do all that crap. That's perfectly understandable. They can even predict where he's going to be and all that, which comes into play because then they just never use those powers on anyone else except for Loki in the first 2 minutes of the show, just to like bitch slaps Loki and have him go whoop, 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 whoop with his face. It's literally all that happens. And then he gets punched in the balls a bunch. He then meets his variant, which is a female variant, which literally destroys the internal consistency of the variants that happen in Loki, full stop. Because how do variants happen? They happen because a character makes a choice, and that choice is so devastating that it will destroy the prime timeline. So what does that mean? If Loki kills Thor early on in his life and picks up the hammer, because he's now worthy, that would be a variant. If Loki decided to turn into a crocodile, that would be a variant. How Loki turns into a crocodile? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And this leads to Loki having a female variant. How does Loki get to the age of 8 as a female and no one at the TVA notice? Because despite what everyone says, there are multiple genders and you can physically see the difference at birth. I don't know about you, but I know the difference between a male and a female. But, you know, this is the modern day, so maybe they just can't see gender anymore over in Asgard. I don't know. And then that Loki teaches itself magic and escapes the TVA, even though the TVA captured it. Why would you capture a variant? Wouldn't you want to expunge the variant straight away if you want to preserve your precious timeline? And then there was a bunch of like hiding in apocalypses, because that somehow hides your variancy until you make enough of a variant notice that actually shows up. And you kept hiding in these apocalypses. How does an 8-year-old know when all the apocalypses throughout the timeline happen? And then of course we gotta deal with, you know, time travel. What sort of time travel rules are we using? Are we using perpetual time travel? Are we using preordained time travel? Are we just, you know, what are we doing here? And they're obviously going down every time you change something in the past, it creates a whole new timeline. So that means in Avengers, Infinity War and Endgame, when they went back in time, they created a whole new universe. So technically they are no longer on the 616 universe or whatever they're on. The 911 or the 199, I don't know. I can't remember. Who cares? So, yeah. And then he's like, no, that time travel was intended. What about when Doctor Strange used time travel with the Time Stone? Is that creating a whole new universe? And what is the meaning of a variant? Is a variant just me deciding to say this word instead of that word? Is that creating a variant? Would that change the universe enough to destroy everyone in 1 billion years? Who knows? Probably not, but that's the kind of things you gotta think about when you're talking about creating variant universes. If there is infinite choices and infinite choices lead to infinite possibilities, there is a possibility out there that will teleport into my room right this second and bring me a beer. It didn't happen, therefore infinite universes don't exist. It's as simple as that. So, that's Loki season 1 mostly. Loki teams up with female Loki, they have a relationship, and then they kill Kang at the end of time. And then after that, Loki gets sent into the TVA, and it's not the TVA that he knew, and this was meant to imply that all the Kangs were back, and that you have to be worried about Kang the Big Bad. And then Kang the Big Bad got literally defeated by ants in Ant-Man 3, so he's not really a threat, and he's kinda a chump. Hopefully season 2 does something about that to explain why he's such a bitch. Which means we may be singing Kang's decastration. I don't know, it could happen. And that's all of season 1. Now season 2 starts, and we start with Loki in that new TVA place where he's all confused and he's seeing the various Kang statues around the place. And we're meant to be thinking, at the end of season 1 anyway, he's in an entirely new multiverse and these are completely different characters from what he knew. Season 2? Nah, fuck that idea. We're going for a different idea. He actually went back in time. How? Don't ask questions, consume product.
Don't ask questions, just consume product and then get excited for next product.
So he somehow lands and makes a giant crack in the floor that no one fixes for literally an eon. That's what they say, that's their words, not mine. And then he goes back to the present. Very convenient. He just magically goes back and forward from the past and the present and the future. How convenient! He's time slipping. Now this would be a really cool, plot contrivance, plot device to have like the history of the TVA actually explained. How Kang came involved with the TVA. Did Kang create the TVA? What's going on? What's actually happening? Let's see the Kang War. No, none of that. We're literally going to cure it in the first episode. But not before introducing some even more bullshit, which is the Loom. What is the Loom? Shut up. What does it do? Shut up. Does it matter? Shut up. It's in danger. You gotta save it. It's important. You gonna explain the Loom? All the timelines go together and can only handle one timeline. And if it gets too many variations, the universe is gonna end. What? What does that even mean? What the fuck are you talking about? What is going on? No, shut up. We're moving on. Alright. Season 2, episode 2 starts and Loki's all better. How did he get better? He got stabbed by Sylvie. Who's Sylvie? Sylvie's female Loki. I don't know. We also see Sylvie is now working at McDonald's, living her best life with a redneck haircut. I mean, I don't understand. Like, how would a Loki, any Loki in existence, ever think that working at McDonald's is their best life? Every single Loki has the desire to rule and conquer and destroy everything that his father, well, his father owed, not his real father, but his father took from him, and his real life as a king and prince of the giants and all that. She would be going back to, I forget what the Frost Realm's called. It's not Niflheim. Anyway, she'll be going back to where the Frost Giants are and wanting to team back up with her dad, She'll be wanting to get some closure and like, look, I was fucking gone from the universe for this many years. I know you're not my real dad and you probably think Loki should be a dude, but hey, I'm here. I've missed you, pups. No, I'm gonna work at McDonald's. So in episode 2, we meet Brad. And we literally spend 40 minutes torturing Brad because he knows where Sylvie is. Why is Sylvie important? Why are we chasing Sylvie? No one knows. Loki shows up to Sylvie at the end of the episode and Sylvie's like, I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. We weren't ever in love. How dare you think we were in love? What? You're just literally saying that season 1, Sylvie doesn't like Loki at all? Like, yeah, they had a disagreement about He Who Remains and Sylvie wanted to kill He Who Remains and Loki didn't. What the fuck? Why are you so angry at Loki? Why are you so angry at the TVA? Like, it's not the TVA's fault that this shit was happening. It was the He Who Remains. And now this is a whole new TVA that you could be a part of, that you can help control and contrive. That was literally the ending statement of He Who Remains. Hey, if you kill me, it's no longer in my hands, it's in yours. It's up to you to stop me, and all of me. Ha ha ha, and dies. Like, they should be working together. They should be building the TVA how they want the TVA to be run. But no, Sylvie's like, shut up bitch, I'm a redneck and I want to work at McDonald's. We're not even at the worst parts yet. This is just season 2, episode 2. Episode 3 gets even worse. Trust me. And then they find out that these separatists in the TVA are going to destroy all the variant timelines, which is actually a good thing because all of those variant timelines that were springing out everywhere was causing the loom to explode. So this is actually a good thing. Once they're all destroyed, they have time to upgrade the loom and fix the loom and all the rest. That's great news. Right? Anyway, so episode 3 happens and they go, we can't fix the loom. What? What do you mean you can't fix the loom? We need the essence of Kang or Miss Minutes. What? Why? How? What the fuck does Essence of Kang even mean? Is that like the new perfume? Essence of Kang by Dijon. I don't know. What the fuck? So we have to find out about this Kang's backstory, and it turns out Kang isn't from the 31st century, he isn't blue, he doesn't have a cool green suit, he doesn't have a wife that has to be frozen in time and needs to be taken for all throughout time in order to cure her uncurable sickness. Nah, none of that. Instead, he's a con man of the 19th century, and he's making mechanical pants and he's frauding people out of money left, right and center to fund his own research and creations, but he doesn't like partners. So first of all, one, he's actually a legitimately powerful inventor because he got given the TVA book by Renslayer. And once he has the TVA book, he literally knows how to make all of the technology from the TVA. Well, obviously he can't make it because he doesn't have the right, tools of the trade to actually build them, but he's working on it and he makes literally the destruction stick. He makes the destruction stick from the first season that sends him to the end of time. Why wouldn't he just use that on himself and go to the end of time? Anyone? Because it's not actually a destruction stick. All it does is send everything to the end of time. Heck, all of those universes that the Separatists destroyed, they all got sent to the end of time. They didn't actually get destroyed. I don't know if the purple cloud's still there. The purple cloud might still be there. They didn't show the purple cloud when they went back to the end of time. Because they go back to the end of time at the end of episode 3 and they don't see a purple cloud. We see that the building's falling apart, but I'm sure, there's some technology or some shit there that can be useful. I don't know. Probably. But anyway, in the 19th century, con man Mr. Kang, Mr. Timely as they call him, he's running away and he's very, mischievous and he can misdirect people, and Loki refuses to use any magic. Don't worry, female Loki shows up and goes, I'm gonna kill him, and male Loki's gonna be like, nah, don't kill him. I'm gonna kill him. But he's not the one that you want to kill. I'm gonna kill him. We can use him and literally save the TVA. But the TVA is evil. Let it burn. Okay. See, I'm kind of on Sylvie's side here. Why don't we just find out what happens when the loom breaks? Everyone just leave the TVA, let the loom break, and let's find out what happens. No? We're not doing that? Alright, fine. We gotta fix the loom. How do we fix the loom? We need Essence of Kang. Okay, we gotta chase after Kang. Maybe we should use some of the shadow magic that we used in episode 2 to capture Brad on Kang. Or on Renslayer, when she's literally threatening Kang with the destruction stick that sends people to the end of time. No? We're not doing that? Did we forget that this isn't actually a destruction stick? All it does is send stuff to the end of time? Are we forgetting this? Am I the only one that watched season 1 that remembers this? Did the writers even watch season 1? Because it doesn't seem like they did. I know they got different writers from season 1 to season 2. Anyway, Miss Minutes apparently wants to have a body and wants to love He Who Remains, Kang, Mr. Timely, but she already technically has a body. She can interact with the real world, even though she's a weird AI blob thing. Like, when she gets really big, she literally hits a streamer and takes it out. So technically she already has a body. Why does she need another body in order to love Mr. Timely? Anyway, Renslayer shows up and takes out Miss Minutes by pressing a button. It's kind of like a huge... Like, is Miss Minutes meant to be a threat? Is Renslayer meant to be a threat? Like, they don't have any mystical powers. Like, Loki's can literally manipulate stuff with their mind. And Renslayer's like, I'll kill him. I'll kill him. Just let him kill him. You don't actually need this guy. You just need Miss Minutes. And she has Miss Minutes. You just take Miss Minutes away from her. And bammo. Problem solved. Or did we forget that you need either Miss Minutes or the Kang in order to fix the loom? Anyway, female Loki shows up and does what male Loki should have done by blasting stuff with telekinesis across the room and knocking Renslayer down. Like, does Loki forget he has magical powers? He can literally teleport, but he never teleports. He always just lets people run away and walk away, and he has to physically exert himself. He is literally a god of magic. And if someone's running away from him, he can just click his fingers and then bam, they're back in the palm of his hand. And they can be really tiny and going, yeah, what the fuck you think you're doing? I'm a god. And then squish, smosh, bloom, done, you know? Do people forget this stuff? Like, I know in the movies, all Loki can do is create daggers and throw daggers, which is kind of a lame ability, but that's still pretty strong. If you can create a dagger and throw a dagger with skill, that's pretty powerful. He can also make clones of himself, he can also create illusions, that's all really powerful stuff. So for example, if you're like being held hostage, you create an illusion of yourself, make yourself invisible, move around behind the person, and then literally slit their throat. What are they going to do? They can't see you, they can't feel your presence, they don't have any mystical powers. What are they going to do? You've literally got to write yourself into weird corners to make Loki seem powerless, and yet that's what they're doing. They're just letting Loki seem powerless when he has so much power. It's ridiculous. Anyway, they capture Kang and get the essence of Kang, and they leave female Loki of Renslayer, who apparently hates Renslayer because Renslayer was the one that captured female Loki all the way back in the past. But instead of asking about her timeline, why she was taken, any of that crap, she's just like, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna kick you to the end of the universe so the plot can still exist in the next 4 episodes. Actually, next 3 episodes. It's only a 6-episode season, so... yeah, it's almost over and literally nothing has happened. But thankfully, in episode 3, Kang is now at the TVA. So maybe we'll learn something about how Kang took control of the TVA. Now I'm going to throw out a minor theory there that probably end up going to be incredibly wrong. Kang was never Kang the Conqueror. He was always Mr. Timely the con man, and he always got taken to the TVA, and then at the TVA he used some sort of technology to wipe everyone's mind to make them think that he was always in charge, when he was never the one that created any of the technology. It was always Ouroboros. Who's Ouroboros? He's Short Round from Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. He's kinda funny. I don't know, I don't really have any connection to this character. He was literally introduced out of nowhere, and he's meant to be like the only guy who invents anything in the TVA with TVA technology. It's sort of really out of place and stupid. But my theory is, you know, Ouroboros actually created the TVA, and he was actually in charge of the TVA, and it was just meant to be, you know, a gentle and safe place to guide people that got lost in the timeline back to where they were meant to be. But instead it went crazy because Kang came along, who got lost in the timeline somehow, when he was like, hey, well, seeing as I'm here and you guys got a lot of power, I'm gonna take control. And he does. I mean, that's the only way I could see these complete incompetent Kangs creating anything to do with the TVA, and it's by someone else doing all the hard work for him, and he just sort of like moseys on into the position that he's in. Anyway, that's my talk about Season 2 Loki. I don't fucking know. Marvel TV shows suck. Disney Star Wars TV shows suck. I don't even want to talk about these shows because they're so convoluted and stupid and have just the worst plot contrivances ever. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.